You're welcome to the channel. Victoria here. um, I want to show us how you can do shorts with this mesh pattern. It's so easy. um, I'm using the punch 9 brother knitting machine, the chunky one. If you have your bulky knitting machine, this is a perfect pattern for you to make that you are going to dive into. I've already made one leg, one side of the shirt, so I'm going to show you how you can make one, and then you do both of them, and then we shall join them afterwards. I just did a rough sketch here if you just want to see it, similar to the very tutorial for the shorts that I did, the blue shorts. I'm doing 35, 36 needle on the needle bed. That is 101 needles. I hope so. So sorry, not so those are 71 needles, not 101. 71 needles on the needle bed. Because this side 35 and this side I picked 36. And then I knitted with a mesh pattern. I'm going to show you. I first did a scalp edging. This one you can see, it's quite easy. And then after I did the mesh, the fold line, those are 12 rows. And then after I did a total of 70 rows to finish it up, and then did the band of 20 rows. It's just an easy sketch for me to keep a record, but you're going to see the whole tutorial. The yarn that I'm using is called Winter King. It's 4-ply. It's Kenyan made. It's made from Kenya. 500 grams. It's 100 times 4 acrylic, 100% acrylic. So it is not that usual bulky yarn that I use, the chunky one. It's medium between the small one and the large one. So it is really good for this particular project that we are going to do. So just hang up your yarn and let's get into the tutorial. So with my carriage this side, I'll pull out all the needles. Then cast on all of them using the Iraq method. So this size of the shorts is dependent on your body size. You can adjust it accordingly. If you did the other short, so because this one is with my tape, so if I'm to measure, this is 25 inches of the thigh area, like this upper thigh. So those are 25 inches. If you put it across, so that when I fold it, this is a whole one leg for a person. And we are just doing a few rows because it is short, so it depends on your body size. You can just take up your measurements and then just get that and put it on the machine and then pull out the needles, as simple as that. So these are 25 inches that I'm doing here, and then we shall work this in tension 6. First knit one row. It's always hard at the beginning and it makes that panic sound. So after that you hang your comb, and then I will put my row counter to 0, 0 and pull my button to holding position, and then I'll go here and then start pulling out. I'll pull out a needle to holding position and skip 4 because we are doing the scallop edge. So if you don't want to do the scallop edge, you can do the usual 1 by 1 way, and you just leave out this scallop edging design. But if you want to do that, you skip 4 needles and you pull 1 to the front. Let me see if I can. I hope you can see that better. So I'll just knit 4 rows. Then remove the button from holding and knit 1 row. Then I'll go back in these very needles that I pulled and pull them out again. And push the button to holding position. I hope you know it's called passion knitting, holding position. So I'll push it back and then knit 4 rows again. Then I'll push it out, then knit 1 row. And there we are done. I take off my comb, pick up my transfer tool, and then I'll pick up the stitches and feed them into these other ones so that we have our scallop edge. I'll begin from this side, it's much faster for me. So just go on ahead and do that. Pick up all the stitches because here we are joining the hem. If you're visiting for the first time, thank you for passing by. Consider subscribing and being part of this community. Many times I've seen this being done in crochet, and I'm thinking, can't someone just create it on a knitting machine if you don't know how to crochet? So I just tried out the pattern. I thought, okay, this is coming out well. Let me share it with you. So let's do this. If you can't crochet, you can still knit it. It's very easy. The pattern is so easy. So I pull all my work to the working to the E position. I knit 1 row, and so after that I'm going to do some transfers. Well, I can't seem to see I was looking for my one-headed transfer tool. So I'll start transferring. I'll leave 2 needles without transferring them, then I go to the third because here we are going to do a 1 by 1. So I'll just leave 2 needles at the beginning and do the rest into 1 by 1. So that is, I'm pushing 1 needle to holding position by picking up its stitch and transferring it to the next, and then leave it blank and transfer it to the next, just like that, 1 by 1, 1 by 1, transferring. So this is a bulky knitting machine that is doing this work. I haven't tried out this pattern on the standard gauge machine, the small knitting machine, but in case you only have that small knitting machine, try it out. Let me know how it comes out. As when I also get time, I'll practice on it and see how it comes out. However, looks better on this one because the mesh really comes out finer. And on this particular yarn, it's not so bulky, it's like medium weight, I don't know. But I've shown you how it is. It's a 4-ply, not so chunky. Yes. So you transfer all your stitches across. You do a 1 by 1. So I also leave 2 needles at the end and make sure that I push all these ones back at the end so that they don't interfere with my work. Now I'll increase my tension to 8. So to begin with, we need to knit 3 rows. So I don't know if you'll be able to see that clearly. Okay, so after knitting the 3 rows, I'll pick up my transfer tool. I have 1, 2, 3, but I'll pick up the second and transfer it. Like I go in between the second, you can see, and like behind the very first one, I just pick up the second one, two. This is 1, 2, 3, but I pick up the second and transfer it onto this very needle which has work. Let's see if I can do that for you guys. Sorry, my camera angle techniques are a bit lacking for this. I don't know. Just bear with me shortly. I hope you can really see that. I'm just picking up the second, transfer it to this. If you don't want them to confuse you, pull them at the front a bit so that you know where you're transferring your stitch. Pick up the second and transfer it to that to the needle which has the work on. We are leaving these ones untouched all through, so our main focus is going to be these very ones which have work on them. So just pick up the second stitch in front, like just make sure that the upper stitch is not interfering. Like, I hope you can really get what I'm doing. So it's only the second stitch that we are picking and feeding into the other the work all through. So if you don't want to waste a lot of time, there's this 3 transfer tool which I use, but the middle one doesn't work, so I'll just pick that up and use it to help me do the faster transfers. It's just practice and you will perfect it with time. So for the very last one, I'll just use this single transfer tool and then pull them the 1 by 1. Remember, these ones are still untouched because we are creating a mesh, meaning we need that gap. So pull that to the front and then knit 3 rows. Yeah, that first one really gets so hard, so you just have to use some good energy. So that is 1 row and 3. So still the same pattern. Now here we can only see 2, so meaning we are going to pick this very one and transfer it to this. We had this remaining because we needed 3, so this is just ignore it. Just pick up this very one and transfer it to the next. just like that. And we are going to do 12 rows, and then we create the crotch area. So I'm on row 6. I have 6 more to go. So the pattern is that easy. You just practice it. You pick up the second stitch, and it's what you transfer onto the needles which are working. You pick up that second stitch, transfer it onto the needles, then fold them all to the front. After that, you need 3 rows, and then repeat the pattern again. So let me know what you think about this so far. What do you think about this mesh pattern? I think it's really beautiful, because if you look at the front, this is how it looks like, and the back, this is the inside, this is how it looks like it's, if you want your work to be on this outer one, it still looks beautiful. It has some good texture. And also, if you want it to be the front one, it's also beautiful. It carries another texture of its own. If you can really see that, this is the outside, and then this is the inside. Let's get back to our work. So you just keep picking up your stitches and transferring them to the next until you have your good mesh pattern formed up. Well, it gets quite boring, so you can just get some good music in the background as you work this pattern. Just need some good music, or someone to listen to, something to listen to as you're doing this pattern, because it's a repeat pattern and it gets quite boring. So here I'm at row 12. I'm just first going to deal with the reduction for the crotch area. So I'm going to transfer stitches. That is, I'm going to skip. I'm going to leave out 4 needles, including the one in the resting position. So I've removed 4 needles. Let me show you how I've done it this side. So I'll just pick this and knit with this other one, and I'm skipping this because it doesn't have work on it. Then go onto the 4th one and knit with that, then feed my work into the 5th needle, and here I'll be pushing back 4 needles. So I've done the same this side. Drop 4 needles this side, the left and the right, and then we shall continue with our design after doing that. So you continue with your mesh pattern. Well, I've done the crotch a bit shorter. If you want it longer, you can make it longer. If you're doing a trouser and you have really good time, I think it would really look good, like a beach cover up, a beach trouser. Just need just some good time to sit down and make a long trouser. I would do that if it was an order, really. But I believe it is the same way I'm working on this. You just have to make it longer. Just make it longer, so it's easy. If you have your time, you sit and you work on it. If it's an order, well and good, I can sit and work on it. So after that, you push this a bit to the front to make the machine easier to pass. So I'm going to continue. So I'm going to knit straight with all the design and up to row counter 70. Yes, I'm going to do that up to when I reach row counter 70. Just a repeat pattern, keep transferring the stitches until you reach that very length you want for your shorts. or your trouser. So continue doing that. I'm going to do this off camera or just do it so fast such that you guys can also do it, and then I'll meet you up when I am doing the band, the waistband. That's when I will come back. So please consider subscribing if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, and also the notification bell so that you are the very first one to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Valentine is just around the corner, and this is a good project that you can make for yourself or a loved one. So I'm going to continue doing that, and we meet when I'm working on the band. So I reached row counter 70. Now, since all my needles are already one by one, I'm not going to make any changes. I'm just going to knit the rib. Yes, so I just knitted up straight 20 rows for the rib. Since my needles are already in one by one, so I just maintained the rib of one by one, and I went on ahead and knitted 20 rows straight up. So I had to reduce my tension from 8 to 6.5. Yes, so you can reduce or you can maintain, you can increase, you can reduce further depending on how you want to design your shorts. So I just did that, and then after all my 20 rows I just had to pick up um, after doing the 20 rows, yes, there, got my transfer tool and then filled in with the needles which we are not knitting. The ones in the resting position are the ones we are going to join up so that we do the band together, to do the waistband. So we just pick up all the stitches in the gaps. The very first one after the mesh pattern is the one you pick. You can see like I'm showing you there. So you pick that up and then do that across. So after that you knit one row and then you cast off, and that will be the other leg, the second leg. So if you finish doing the first leg or the second leg, when you are done casting off the band, that would be it. So if it is your first leg, then you need to do the second leg same way. The first leg is the same as the second leg, there's no difference. How after casting off the 12 needles, it's the same way. To shape the crotch, it is still the same way that you do, sorry, not casting off. shaping the crotch. So it's the same all through. The first leg and the same leg look the same. Just do that and finish all your two pieces together, and then we are going to join them afterwards. Give me your views in the comment section below about this video. I've been looking at mesh fabrics done, and I'm thinking, can someone just create one on the machine? And that's how I also thought of this mesh pattern. Yes, so let me know what you think about this pattern, or if I can create more designs using the mesh pattern. They're good for the summertime. They're good for, the season when you don't want to put on a heavy thing. If you can't crochet it, you can also knit it. So let me know which other items I can create using the mesh patterns, and I'll be sharing with you here. So dive into your ideas, share them. You can tag me on Instagram, or you can send to me on my WhatsApp. If you can get my number via Instagram, just say hi. You'll be able to see my contacts via Instagram, and let me know what designs that I can easily create using the mesh pattern, or guide you on creating a design with this mesh pattern. I'm hoping to do a bralette to match this short, so keep here. If you haven't subscribed or hit the notification bell, please do so so that you don't miss out. I'm going to do a bralette top so to match with this short after this particular tutorial, so you can keep here and you will do it. Yes, that's my next tutorial, because these things look good on crochet, but how about we knit them as well? Yes, so that's what I'm planning to do next. Thank you so much for always supporting the Broken Knit. I do appreciate. So here I'm just casting off after knitting the one row. So I've not taken some time without posting a tutorial. I've been having a cough, and it had taken up my voice. Yes, so I couldn't record anything then, so you hear my voice will be a bit low, but bear with me. I hope you can take up. You know what I'm doing by following the video at least. But now I'm getting better. Yes. So here I'm done. After casting off, you have your two pieces. So what we are going to be doing next will be joining up the two pieces. You want to leave a tail to help you join the band. So you have to pick up your yarn needle and then feed in your yarn, because now we are going to join. We are done with the knitting, so we are just going to join. You may want to stretch it out a bit, because it does stretch. Yes, the pattern does stretch. It's not the thread, but the pattern stretches out the fabric that you have created. So whichever tension, because since I worked in tension 8, it's a bit loose and it worked for me. So you may want to stretch it out a bit. Pick up your yarn needle. So what we are going to do, I have a tutorial for doing the shorts, and I showed in detail how I joined. So in case this is your first time, you might want to also watch that video to also guide you so much. So all I did was to go through the band, that scalp hem that we did at the beginning. I joined it from down up to the crotch area, that is the 12 rows that we created at the beginning, and then we cast off 4 needles to create the crotch. So that is basically what I'm going to join, only that part. So if you're doing a long trouser using this pattern, you may have to join it from right down up to the crotch area where you shape your crotch area. So just that. So what I'm basically doing is to join that for one leg and also for the other leg separately. You know how you put on trousers, they are separate legs. So we are joining one leg separate and another one separate, and then after we are going to join both together. So go on ahead and do that. Join your legs together, and then after we shall be seeing how to join the two pieces to create the shorts. That's what I'm joining, only those 12 rows, and that's it. If I'd made it longer, I'd be joining up to where I cast off the needles to create that crotch area. So basically that is that. I'm using the blind stitch method. If you want, you can use a sewing machine. If you don't like joining with your needle or with a hand, you can use a sewing machine. You can use any other way to join your work. This is what I usually use. The yarn I told you, it's a Winter King. It's a 4-ply. It's in between the usual chunky I use and the small robin I usually use. So its texture, it's perfect for this particular work. Now one leg is done. I'll be working on the second one. I did that off camera, yes. So just join after joining both legs. Now because I had a long tail, now I'll just continue with one tail at the front area and then pick up another tail for the back area. So you just join, yes, you just pick up after laying them down to say this is the front and this is the back. So you just join from the front part alone, and then after you work also the back part. That's what basically I'm doing, putting it all out together. So after, in case you're using the machine, after joining, a sewing machine, after joining the crotch, and then you can just also put it back on your sewing machine and join, that the hem for the front alone and the hem for the back alone. So is it called a hem? I don't remember. Yes, just the joining part. I've forgotten its name. So you just join on the sewing machine, but since if you're using hands, very well. So I'm just going to do this off camera. I'll come back when I'm done. I'll do the back and the front, and then after I'll also be working on the band still the same way, because if I remain with a tail, I'll continue all through with a tail. So just go on ahead and do that. And then you might want to also make a nylon, the I-cord, the string that would pass around the waist. So I have a tutorial for how to knit an I-cord. You can check it out in the videos. And you will have to knit an I-cord that will pass through the waist to tie around the waist in the band area. So after knitting and joining up the pants, the shorts, you have to knit the I-cord. I use the same machine, not the smaller one. I use that very one. Did use 3 needles to make the I-cord. So just do that. It will just be perfect. So here, so far, that's how I'm moving. I just did, that is the back. I'm yet to do, so the work is just coming up like that. See the hem, the scalloped. So this is how the pants have turned out to be. Yes, I finished with the I-cord and the joining of the pants together like I showed you. Look at the back. And our the scalloped edging that we did, the scallop hem, look at that, just gives it a beautiful detail just down here. So if you can't crochet, you can just knit it, and that's how beautiful it is. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Give it a thumbs up, a very big thumbs up. Yes, yes. And I'll be seeing you in my next video. See you next time. Bye bye.